All right, we got our next one. Another author that doesn't have a author's page. Ghost Actual. They wrote the Maddening font. Oh yeah, I mean, Howard. The reason why I'm saying not today is because I also have a friend downstairs. You know, like, I told her I'm streaming, and she was like okay with me coming up here to stream, but I don't want to like just like be up here like discussing things while she's like down there. After the stream, I'm heading back down and tend to hosting her, and then like we're probably going to go to bed because I have to go for a run tomorrow and so on and so forth. That's the only reason. Okay, the Maddening font by Ghostly Actual, is that what I say? Ghost Actual. Also, don't I have? I'm not saying you should need to activate it, but don't I have a whisper for 5 minutes, Sif? Or am I dumb? Did I not set that up? Here we go. Looks like, oh, perfect. Object class, save, special containment procedures. SB2262 is stored in a standard storage locker at site 73. Any access to SB2262 will only be approved following submission of stated research aims, and all researchers must complete questionnaire -A and score less than 25% beforehand. Any anomalous behavior will result in psychological evaluation or administration of amnestics at the approving staff member's discretion. The attached photo may be observed freely as no cognitive hazardous or related effects have been reported or observed from viewing of the image. Photograph taken on site by researcher. Description. SB2262 is a small torn piece of paper measuring 29 times 20 millimeters. Object was torn from the lower right hand corner of a standard brand notepad and has been written. Oh, sorry. I realized how long it's been since I listened to this song. It's been written on with black ink. The only mark is an uppercase, not class, uppercase B. Testing indicated nothing anomalous in the composition. By the way, the text's not showing, right? I'm not being stupid. Okay, good. Testing indicated nothing anomalous in the composition or layout of the paper, and the ink has been confirmed as originating from a standard brand ballpoint pen. Experiment -2 has confirmed no anomalous effects in the paper itself. Object was recovered from the desk of a 27-year-old typesetter and occasional comic book artist from Germany. SB2262's cognitive hazardous properties will be activated when any individual who has any interest, latent or recognized, in typesetting, design, comic books, or indeed any high level of aesthetic appreciation of typefaces or composition looks at the item. Let me read that again. Cognitive hazardous properties will be activated when an individual who has an interest, latent or recognized, in typesetting, design, comics, or... Okay. Upon looking, the individual will become increasingly irritated and fascinated by the letter. So, this. Okay. Displaying escalating hostility towards it and its aesthetic shortcomings, real or imagined. This BB shit, bro! These feelings of hostility seem to be dependent largely on the individual's preferred artistic or aesthetic training or inclinations, and focus on whatever aspect of the letter the individual has most knowledge of. Observed focus of hostility, including the font's appearance, color, spacing, balance, and the relatively low score of the letter B in Scrabble, given its difficulty in attaching to words. Incident 1. Subject has been described as a model worker, and recovered personnel documents, tax returns, etc. bear this out. For several weeks prior to Incident 1, however, the subject had been publicly and with increasing regularity complaining of professional stagnation and speaking of a desire to ensure his reputation with the creation of something profound. This deepening obsession had manifested alongside a general disinclination to any usual work. Subject had missed multiple deadlines, turning up late with lax personal hygiene, and displaying insubordination and even violence to management when asked to focus on anything except this project. Numerous disciplinary procedures were in place at the time of Incident 1. On arrived at his desk early, neatly dressed, and sat down in silence to work. From 7:44 until 14:08, confirmed by CCTV and computer records, subject was non-communicative except when directly addressed by the office manager or co-workers. Throughout this time, subject cleared the personal items from his desk into a small cardboard box, took out a notebook and pen, and began to write individual letters, tearing out and screwing up the pieces of paper. At 14:08, subject opened a document on his work computer and briefly typed a note. Though the computer was shortly thereafter destroyed, witnesses agreed that it read, "Here you go, you bastards, you want profound, you want perfect, take a look at this." He then stood up, loudly announcing to the office at the lodge they should see what he made, then lay down silently beneath his desk and made no further movement or sound. Accounts of what happened next differ in superficial aspects. What is agreed upon, however, is that as each staff member came into visual contact with SB2262, they began to experience a varied manifestation of the cognitive hazardous effects. Over the next 2 minutes, exhibited behavior escalated from expressions of irritation and disgust through raised voices and demands for explanation to physical violence expressed upon the surrounding furniture and others. The group then turned on, demanding an explanation when none was forthcoming. The workers grabbed the subject en masse and dragged him in differing directions, eventually dislocating joints and mutilating limbs. Leaving the subject deceased. During this time, another worker in an adjoining office called the police, who arrived 10 minutes later, arresting the staff and inadvertently de-escalating the situation when a riot shield was placed on the table covering the piece of paper. That is an extreme reaction to a very simple B. But that's the whole point, right? It's like it's supposed to be a simple B. Addendum transcript of an... Oh wait, I forgot. Don't look, guys. Let me just... Because I forgot to do the... adding the previous SCP to the list. There we go. Because that would be hilarious. Okay. Back to it. Sorry about that. Here. Transcript of on-site interview between researcher and former colleague and friend presented here in translation from original German. So, Herr, how are you feeling? How do you think I'm feeling? That was fucking crazy, man. Are you from the police? No. We are here to piece together what happened. I'll tell you what happened. It's that fucking B. That mad bastard did it. I don't know how he did it, but that B... Withdrawing SB2262 from its pocket in Myler bag. This letter, you mean? What's the problem with it? What is das Problem? Become finally... Jesus! What's the matter with you? Get away, you sadist! What's the problem? What's not the problem? Shit, the kerning, the composition, the little blobby thing at the bottom. What the fuck is that blob thing there? Why is it leaning? Is it on the line? Is it beneath? What? Please, Herr. Calm down and start from the beginning. Okay, just keep that monstrosity away from me. Okay, so came in this morning. He was smart. He'd shaved, looked like my friend again, you know. But he wasn't talking or anything. Still, that's fair. I thought drops hanging in the balance. Leave him to it. He sat down and started scribbling. Just scribbling over and over and then tearing off these little pieces. I look over, and every piece of paper he's ripping off, he's eating them. Just eating little bits of paper all day. I see. And what happened next? Haltingly. Well, he suddenly stopped and said, "Hey, you people, come and look at what I've made." By the time we got there, he was lying down, and on the desk was that letter, that little bit of paper. It didn't even make sense at first. Like none of us could process what we were seeing for a few seconds. Every single bit of it was just so wrong. Everything. It was so ugly, we couldn't believe it, and... I guess we all got pretty mad about it. We were trying to figure it out, and I think someone started pushing, and then we... At this point, abruptly burst into tears, and his speech becomes incoherent apart from what we believe to be mumbled apologies and demands for explanation. Following this interview, amnestics are administered to both workers and police, and a cover story involving a workplace suicide is put into place. No media attention has been garnered at this time. I mean, good. That shit You tore up your friend over a letter. Yeah, so what? It's on the line. So what the hell, man? Why would you do that? I know it's the enormous effect, of course. It's not like it was not by choice, but still. I was about to say, can you imagine getting so worked up over the letter B being written on paper, but I'm posting this on Twitter, where people will in fact get mad about that in some way or another. But murdering someone is definitely excessive. Is that how you spell excessive? Yes, I'm smart. I am Dr. AfroFluff. I know how to spell. But yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's a bit much that you killed somebody. Like, yeah, you got upset, but like, why did you guys have to rip him apart? Why not just yell at him for a little bit and he's just like on the ground like, I don't know, man. Maybe I went crazy. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I'm just saying. God damn, boys and girls. Like, what the hell were you thinking?